Hello and welcome to another game from the Queen's Gambit, the very popular chess series of Netflix. And in this video I'm going to show you sort of a lighter game from the series, a blitz game. This takes place between Beth and Benny when they are at the US Championship, so they bump into each other at the cafeteria, and then Benny invites or challenges Beth for some speeches. So here's actually a picture from the series, for the movie. So you can immediately see that they're not playing with digital clocks. Obviously, the series is being played at like the 80s, so no digital clock at that time. And actually, if you take a look at the clock, it will be interesting to see what sort of time control they used. But you can see that the clocks are actually not evenly set. So there is this red thing, which is the flag of basically this is the flag, and you can actually see from that it doesn't seem to be set equally. So normally a blitz game, especially that time, was a 5-minute time control, but they very clearly, I think, played a even faster time control. And also, if you remember from the series, they were actually blitzing out the move almost instantly, so maybe even a lot less time. So well, now let's jump to the game. Actually, and before that, so you probably know that the series was Kasparov was the consultant for the series, and in this game actually Kasparov shows quite a lot of respects to somebody. So I will tell you at the very end that who were the initial players of this game, and whom Kasparov sort of shows respects with this game. Yeah, so let's get started. Even the opening is actually very nice, because they start with d4, so Beth is with the white, which is actually knight f6, knight f3, d5, and sort of the Miss or Mrs. Queen's Gambit plays c4, so the Queen's Gambit itself. And well, Benny just accepts it, takes on c4. Comes e3, e6, bishop takes c4, very standard moves, c5, castle, a6, and here comes the first last main theory move. Even so the original game was actually played in 1995, but even at that point I think the move that white played here was very rare. So here would be normal to put your bishop somewhere, e2, d3, b3, make a move with your queen, develop your knight, maybe even make a rook move, or even take on c5. None of this actually happened. What happened was simply b3. Here black takes on d4, knight takes back, and bishop d6. And this bishop is going to be a very useful piece, and well, it sort of shows some attacking potential. So now comes bishop b2, castle, bishop e2, queen c7. So we can immediately see that white has some issue on the h2 pawn, and now white goes back with knight f3, and here comes e5. And here comes the first well, we can actually say mistake from the white side. So what you would like to do now with white, given that this bishop is on d6, that you would really like to put your knight on d2 and c4. For the time being, there's a threat of e4, and after which, if you remove your knight, then this h2 pawn is hanging. So the simplest would be to play h3, and then try to go on with your plan of knight d2, knight c4, and hitting this bishop. However, white, who is actually significantly weaker player than black is, tries to exchange the pieces, plays bishop e3, tries to exchange this bishop. But the problem is that you take, and now this knight on a3 is actually looking quite ugly, and also these squares, especially the c3, b2, these dark squares, can be very weak. So now black develops, white plays the move king c2, and here comes bishop g4. Rook f d1, rook a c8, and now white plays the move queen b2. And this is the point where black decides, well, this is time to do something, and plays the move e4. So actually in the series we only been shown, so they're not showing the whole game, just some particular positions. This is a position when it is actually shown, and we can already see that Beth is not very happy with her position. And while Benny is just blitzing out moves immediately, very fast. So we can actually say that Benny is very specialized for this speed chess. Bishop e2, queen e2. But here black continues with knight e5. Probably would have been even more logical to play move b5, forever restrict this knight, c4, And knight c4 can never be played, but knight e5 is also a good move. Here white plays the move h3 and comes rook fd8. White decides to exchange pieces. So as I mentioned you before, white is a weaker player, and as weaker players very often try, they try to exchange more and more pieces and try to just aim for a draw. So black just takes back the rook d1, and here comes a nice move from black. So as black, you don't want to exchange too many pieces, so black plays a very nice move of knight d3, which at least temporarily stops the trades. So the tactical justification is that it seems like you can just take this thing, and then you have more control over the d3 square. However, black can take, and after queen c1 check, king h2, you're actually winning this knight, and this queen is not only winning the knight, but actually, like this, protects the back rank. So after queen d8, you can just remove your queen, and black is simply up a piece. So for that reason, white or Beth could not take this knight, but plays the move knight c2, finally activating this knight, jumping in. But now comes the main issue, is that your dark squares, thanks to this b3 move, are actually very weak, and black can now start to live on them. Plays knight d5, very big threat of knight c3, and well, white now just plunders this threat. Plays the move knight d4, and knight c3. This is again a position which is shown in the clip in the series. Well, now the knight just jump in. There is this double attack. So white's only move is queen c2, sort of pinning black. So you cannot simply just take this, because then your queen is come. However, black can play the move knight b4, and after queen c1 here, it is actually shown in the series, this position and what black plays. And I actually invite you to stop the video and find a way to win the game. And so there is actually some discrepancy between the actual game and what they show in the movie, is that black just plays the winning move in the actual game, and white immediately resigns. However, Beth actually tries one more last trick. So if you haven't found the move, just stop the video, otherwise I go on. So there is a huge threat of knight e2, forking the family, and to facilitate this, you can just sacrifice your rook. That was the knight was a defender of this e2 square, and in this position, the white, who originally was Nikolic Predrag, a grandmaster from Bosnia Herzegovina, he just resigned. But in the movie, Beth tries one more trick, which is after rook takes d4, Benny gives knight e2 check, which is again shown in the film. Beth just sidesteps, and here is the last trick. So if you were to take with the queen, which seems to be winning everything, and this guy is gone, and you are gonna checkmate, there is still some back rank issue. So this is the trick that Beth tried. However, Benny just lifts up his knights, take the queen, and looks at Beth, basically expecting her to resign, which she did, because she has done a whole lot of material. So this is how their first game went. And if you have already watched the series, which you already should have, because yeah, it's just very popular, and then it made chess very cool. So I assume you already watched it. You actually probably remember that the rest of the games that Beth and Benny plays are going to have the exact same results. Benny just beats her badly and gets all her money. So this is about this game, and now I'm going to reveal who the original player was, and that is actually Vasily Ivanchuk. So you probably know that Ivanchuk and Kasparov, they were competitors. They were playing against each other. Ivanchuk was at some point the third best player in the world, usually behind Kasparov and either Karpov or Kramnik or whoever was around. And Kasparov had an immense respect toward Ivanchuk. Several times Kasparov said that Ivanchuk is just a genius of chess player. So with this game, actually, Kasparov also actually shows his respects towards Vasily. So yeah, this is about this game. Actually, I have already made plenty of videos about the Queen's Gambit, so if you haven't watched them, I actually give you the chance. There will be the plays appearing on the screen, so you can check them out. And otherwise, see you in the next video.